Hi, welcome back to Halloween Crafting. In today's video I'm going to do a brief beginner's tutorial on diamond painting while we work on this canvas, which is the Halloween cat that I picked up on Amazon.ca. Stick around with us and we'll continue. Alrighty, so this is the Halloween cat canvas that I picked up from Amazon.ca. It is a 20 by 30 for the overall canvas size. The actual drill space is smaller than that by about an inch in either direction. This is a round drill canvas, which means that the diamonds that you get, which are frequently also called drills, are round shaped. There are also square, which is the other common one, and then there are some specialty shapes that you will find in some specialty projects. But typically round and square are the ones you're going to find. This is called a full drill canvas, which means that everything you see on the canvas is to be covered with diamonds. There are also partial drill canvases out there where you're only putting diamonds in certain areas, areas that require sparkle, and there goes my phone, areas that require a specific sparkle, or just areas of focus. Like you wouldn't do the background necessary, but you would do like the cat and the pumpkin, and the rest would just be the background color that you would have. Okay, so there are many ways of, forgive the puns, getting the cat on these things. There's really no right way, but I have been recommended, and it's been working out for me so far, to sort of work as I'm right-handed from the right towards the left. So this is a clear cover. The cover can also be opaque, but what you just simply do is, what I've been simply doing is peeling back the cover to give me a couple of inches, maybe about 5 centimeters worth of working room, and then I put a weight on the cover to keep it from flapping back on me, because it will want to do that, just fair warning. I'm just using a little statuette that's got a fair heft to it that I have. I've also been using this little empty vodka bottle, and when I'm working I will put my tray on there as well. Not a big deal. Now in my unboxing video you saw that all of the drills were in this big long ribbon. What I have done, and I did this off camera, I'm sorry, is I just picked up a container of Ziploc bags from the dollar store, just little tiny ones. Cost me $1.25 at Dollarama. I'm sure you can find them at any dollar store in the craft area for holding beads and the like. There's like 72 in the package, and this has only got 22 colors. So I went in, picked that up, and I took each color out. While I was in the dollar store, I also picked up some small labels, and all I did was I transposed off of the key the number, this was also on the bag, the number that it belonged to, and a rough approximation of this symbol. So this is 14, which is a percent symbol. Now, I suck at drawing, so this one was the worst one, was the ampersand. I can't draw an ampersand, so I, in the worst handwriting ever, wrote ampersand underneath it so that I know what the heck that's supposed to be. But most of the symbols are keyboard symbols that are simply letters, so they're really easy to do that with. If you get a canvas that also has DMC numbers, as I explained in the last video, DMC is a brand name of embroidery floss. The DMC numbers are constant through most canvases, so a lot of people will hold on to extra drills and have them marked with the DMC numbers, so that if a painting comes up a little short, they can go into their storage of extra drills and complete the canvas. So if my painting had DMC numbers, I would either put it on this label, or I might actually put it on the second label. That way when I'm done with this, I can literally just peel this label off, because it no longer has any meaning since the canvas is complete, and leave the DMC number to put in with my, leave the sticker with the DMC number to put in my storage. Unfortunately, this canvas did not come with DMC numbers, which means if I run out, it's going to be kind of difficult for me to figure out exactly what color to order or to finish the canvas. I don't think that's going to be a problem. From what I understand, that's not a common problem, but it is something to be a little bit concerned about. It was one of the disappointments of this canvas. Okay, so since I'm working right to left, what I've been doing is just taking a symbol that's very prominent in the right hand area. For right now, this is a fairly dark section, mostly blacks and browns. I'm going to grab P, which I think is this darker brown here. We'll find out in a minute. It's a fairly common color in this area. P is 17, so I'm going to go into my storage, which I'm literally just keeping these in a basket with some other random stuff. So I said P was 17, so 16, 17, and it's a brown. Not too exciting. The basket I picked up at Dollarama actually for something else. You also see this metallic tape on the sides. With this canvas, not all canvases are like this, but the double-sided adhesive canvases are. There is, hang on, I have a bit of an interruption. My children, sorry, my 8-year-old wants to be in on this, so if you hear a small voice, that is her.
Yay!
She's very excited and very loud. So,
very
yeah, I just keep that. What was I talking about? I was talking about the lip of adhesive. There's a little lip of adhesive that goes beyond the drills. You can sort of see how it's picking up the canvas. If you leave that exposed, it can pick up sweat and gunk from your hands. It can pick up dust. It can pick up all kinds of stuff that makes it discolor and not look so great. So it's a common thing amongst diamond painters if they have a lip of adhesive to cover it up with tape. They typically use washi tape. I actually don't own any and couldn't find any, but I did find this metallic tape at Dollarama that I'm using to fill that purpose. I didn't put it on this side because I'm normally working this way, so I don't hit that. I may put it on the bottom as I get down there, but I'm not there yet. I could probably actually pull up the stuff at the top because I haven't finished the top part, but there we are. So I'm going to take my 17 P's. And
wait, and 17 is P.
Yes.
There's a hashtag too? This is amazing! I want to do my own diamond painting.
I know, I've got stuff on order for you. You will get to, don't worry.
Yay!
Okay. And then you just shake them so that the flat side flips down and the rounded side is up. Then you will need your diamond painting pen. These are the very basic bog standard ones that come with every kit. And your wax. From what I hear, this is probably the worst wax to use, but it does work.
Wax?
Yeah.
What's the wax for?
The wax is to put in the end of the pen to be kind of tacky so that it will pick up your diamonds.
Wait, those are diamonds?
Well, they're not actual diamonds, but they look kind of like diamonds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
They have the pointy top.
So you pick up the diamond that's flat first, and then you find a P, and you stick it down. And there's a couple that I missed the last time I did P's in this one, so we'll stick those down. Sometimes when you get a diamond painting kit, you will get another end for this pen that either is a straight edge to help you straighten out your drills, or is what's called a multi-placer, which allows you to place multis at a time. I do not have one, so I cannot demonstrate that. But as you can see, you pick up the diamond and you put it back down. Now, if you're worried about keeping them straight, one tip that I keep hearing over and over again, and I have been using it, is to set them up in kind of a checkerboard pattern. So you're kind of skipping every other one. It also helps when you're in a big section where there's no relief, no other colors to go in there, because that gets kind of boring if you're placing one at a time. Try not to be my shot there, buddy.
Thank you. This is amazing. I love that you're posting YouTube videos. This is the first time I see you post a video.
Well, I haven't posted the video. I'm just making the video. Still have to edit it. But then, Caitlin, if you're gonna be goofy, you can go elsewhere. That child has the attention span of a gnat. That's weird. She's not taking it. Sometimes you do get these little tendrils of wax. You just sort of push them off. And they do sometimes end up on your diamond painting. So I have heard that it's best, once you are done, to take a clean toothbrush that you're not using for your teeth or similar implement and brush off, because there will be some, no, just lost a drill. There will be some wax residue on your drills. So, now I don't like to actually put these things back if I can help it, so even once I'm finished with this section OPs here, I'm probably going to run across the canvas and see if there are other places I can put P's. But there's lots here for doing this, which is why I poured out so many, because this is one of the more prominent colors, as it's a darker painting. There are all kinds. Now, as I said before, this is meant to be a self-contained hobby, so you should be able to do, when you order a diamond painting, you should be able to do the diamond painting as a one-off and not have to buy anything extra to do it with. This is not a diamond painting specific item that I have. This is just a little statuette that I picked up years ago that is small yet has some weight to it, so I stick it on there. You can pick up what are called cover minders, which function the same way, except they typically use magnets that you put on the other side to get it done. But this works just fine. I'm sure you have something in your home already that you can use to hold your canvas back while you're working. There we go. And like this metallic tape here, you don't necessarily need to pick up any kind of washi tape. You can use painter's tape, anything that's relatively low tack. If you want to do something like that, you can put parchment paper down on it, or you can ignore it. Up to you. It's not a necessity, it's just a trick that can help. So, if you choose to, there are also very fancy pens you can get out there. Ones with multi-placers, ones with straighteners on them, ones that are thicker. I do actually, for myself, have a thicker one on order because I suffer from what's called polluxal tendinitis, meaning the tendon that runs down my thumb, or in Latin, the pollex. and this tendon actually goes all the way up your arm and into your shoulder, gets inflamed rather regularly. It's from an old injury. So I have found with writing instruments that if I'm using a thicker writing instrument, that it doesn't flare up as quickly, that I can write for longer periods of time comfortably. So since this is effectively a pen, I figured the same would probably be true. Ooh, ghost drill. Ghost drill is when you think you've picked up a drill, but when you go to place it, there's actually nothing on your pen. There are also nicer waxes that you can get out there. This wax works fine, but you will have to replace it fairly regularly. There are some nicer waxes that people have come up with that you can find in Etsy shops that are longer lasting, so that you don't have to replace them quite so often. They're not necessary, but they can sometimes make life nicer. I know some of them are you can even get them in scents to help enhance what you're doing. Like many hobbies, there are lots of things out there that are nice to have, but not strictly necessary. A lot of diamond painters who do this on the regular also have ditched the baggies, which apparently some companies actually, instead of sending them in the single-use packages, will send your diamonds in baggies. But a lot of more serious diamond painters invest in like bead containers, bead organizers to use for diamond painting. Yeah, it is a P. Okay. Because I have had the odd case where I didn't close a Ziploc bag as well as I should have, and we've had minor diamond spillage disaster. And baggies can slide around and get out of order and that sort of thing. They work, but there are other solutions that if you're willing to spend a little bit of money to get into can work better. You don't even really need to do the baggie route. You can just take a piece of Scotch tape and like just cut off one corner of the bag that it comes in, and then take a piece of Scotch tape and tape over it to close it. And from what I've understood, there are some diamond painters who actually gather these trays up, because you're going to get a new tray with every diamond painting, pretty much, who just put all of their stuff into them. They somehow manage to get the number onto the tray, and they set them up in their trays and go that way. I worry too much for it to do something like that. I could see that turning into a giant disaster, especially since I have an attention-hogging young child who likes to get a little too rammy with things. She's a sweet kid, but yeah, a little too rammy. I can see that. Yeah, ghost drill again. When you start getting ghost drills a lot, that usually indicates that it's time to put more wax in your pen. And let's see how long I can go. You don't need to have a very strong hand on these. The adhesive is quite sticky. So you're literally just placing them. Oh, there's a P over there that I missed before. I'll get that in there. There's a P down there. I'm trying not to go below this line, but I may do. There's a P there. There. And that's why I'm running right to left, so that as I'm moving this way, if I put my hand down on the canvas, I'm putting it down on diamonds, which are not sticky. There might be a few spots where I haven't gotten into, but for the most part, I'm putting it down on diamonds and not on the adhesive on the canvas. But this is pretty much it. It is not a difficult craft. If you can match up symbols, you can do it. I have heard there is some more complexity with the square drills, because you have to line them up a little more rigidly. The round drills give you a little bit more play, but I haven't tried a square drill. This is the only painting I have. I have a good dozen or more on the way still. But as they're coming from China, I don't know when they're going to get here, so. I am in Canada, so I typically expect international shipping to take 3 to 4 weeks. I ordered these other ones between the 30th and the 3rd, 30th of April and the 3rd of May. 3rd of May is my birthday. These were my birthday presents to myself. So I probably should not be expecting them before probably the end of May, if not June, especially given the current international state of affairs. I may get some ahead of time. If I do, I will be pleasantly surprised. But I am not holding my breath. So that, in a nutshell, really is diamond painting. It's not difficult. When I am done with these, I will, if I manage to get them all on the canvas, which I see a ton of P's over here, so they probably will all make it down, then I will simply, if there's any left in here, I will pour them back in the bag and close it, put it away. I leave the bag out. It's the one that's always out, so that if I'm like, what symbol was I working on today? Working on now? That it's right here, so that I'm not, because that happens. My brain doesn't hold on to things like that. So, and then I'll just take a look and see what other color in here. I've got some F's here, a bunch of F's here. Probably the next color I would work on would be F. So then I will look at F is 10. F is 10 on my key. Pull out bag number 10, force them in here, and continue working. It's a very simple craft. It's great to listen to a podcast or watch YouTube videos. There are whip-in chats out there, which is, whip is short for work in progress, of people doing exactly what I'm doing right now, which is diamond painting and chatting. Sometimes people get into live streams. Miss Crochet and Coffee has a live stream that goes on every Friday night. I'm not typically around on Friday nights, but I was last night. Or actually the night before last now. And she is hysterical. So I was glad to be around for that one. But Friday nights I am normally busy doing other things, so I don't expect that I'm going to be a normal fixture on her live stream. I don't know if that's something that I'm going to do. I may. We shall see. New to this whole YouTube thing. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for joining me. I hope this was informative. If I missed anything, if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. I will do my best to try and answer any questions. If you are a diamond painter yourself and you know the answer, feel free to answer if I haven't gotten to it yet. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Not everything on this channel is going to be diamond painting. There will be some other Halloween stuff that I'm planning to do, because I have other Halloween stuff that I do. But this is the new hotness in my life right now, so this is what I'm doing. I will see you next time.